Here we have our range of GHD machines, or glute hamstring developer. Glute hamstring developer has kind of one main moving part that's adjustable. We have the foot pad. This can be unpinned at the back, slid forwards and backwards to make sure the athlete is set at the correct height. Now, for most setups on the GHD, you're going to look for the legs to be pretty much fully extended and for the hip just to be hanging off the back of the pad. So that should look a little something like this. We want to slide our feet in between the two pads here. Bring it in nice and close. And from here, you can see my hip is just slightly off the edge. Now, most people are going to use the GHD for a GHD sit-up, okay? So we're going to look to extend off the back of the GHD, control to where I can, and then snap the legs to help myself come back up. You may see CrossFit Games athletes going all the way to the floor, or the females specifically going to a pad. They do this specifically to make sure that every individual who's competing is going through the same range of motion so that it's fair. However, just go to where you feel like you can control it and bring yourself back up. So most people, that might just be 90 degrees and coming back up. There's a little bit more tension than what you would have in a conventional setup here. If you do feel comfortable, you can go all the way back and come back up to the pad, okay? Again, try and flex those quads to use them to help you sit up. It's gonna make your life that little bit easier when performing the GHD setup. Now, if you tend to do some high rep GHD setups and you're doing them consecutively, you will find that you get a little bit dizzy. So please be aware of that and make sure that you don't do anything that's outside your capacity. Another great exercise for the GHD is a back extension, similar to what we've done on the reverse hyper here. However, we're going to be primarily using the upper body for this. So we want to be legs pretty much extended, hip is just off the edge again, controlling down and then pulling up. Great for the hamstrings, glutes, lower back. And again, just controlling to where I can. If I can come down to close to 90 degrees, that's great. Bring myself back up from here. The other exercise would be a GHD hamstring curl. Just need to adjust this and bring the pad forward. Hopefully this is set up okay for me. Oh, careful. If you put plates on underneath. So we're going to come in. Yeah, I'm probably still a little bit too far away, but I can control forward and then pull myself back up using my hamstrings. Control forward, pull back up using my hamstrings. Now ideally, you would kind of want your thighs close on top of the pad. That's going to make your life that little bit easier. Mine is sitting just behind, so I'd need to pull this pad just that little bit further forward. Again, great versatile machine, generally used for accessory work. We can use the core, we can again work the back, the glutes, the hamstrings, okay? Probably rep ranges 10 plus, again, similar to the reverse hyper.